Today, the name of the game is Bant. I called it Tami-War because it's a deck that I built with Tamiyo and the Kami-War. So, Tami-War seemed natural. But the base colors of this deck are green, white, and blue, which is Bant. Bant has a close place in my heart. For many reasons, mainly green, because you get some kind of ramp in green. In white, you get obviously the life gain and the good removal, like board wipes and stuff, exile effects. And then in blue, of course, you get like counter magic or other types of like card draw effects, you know, stuff like that. Seagate. Seagate. Wow, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. That one match at the very end, I had like a Seagate restoration for like 10 cards. I had like 20 something cards in my hand. I was just like, oh man. I almost milled myself out, but I ended up winning. But anyways. So I want to make a deck about Tamiyo and the Kami-War. Mainly the Kami-War, to be honest. And again, it's 5 colors. It's one any color and then 5 of each specific color. Wooburg. This card is badass, though. It's a very good card. It's just, obviously, it's extremely hard to cast. So, how am I going to cast this? Obviously, with the World Tree. I built plenty of decks with the World Tree before. And if you got the World Tree, you have one of each color, too. So, you got one swamp and one mountain and one forest, just in case. You have 2 plains, because we needed more white sources than actual green, but you have one of each color here. You got the blues already. I don't have blue actually in here, though. And the reason I took blue out is because I felt like I kept drawing too much blue. And I have a ton of blue, like I have Hall of Storm Giants, Otawara, I have a Bark Channel, Quandrix. Any of this is blue essentially when you have 6 mana. This is blue, this is blue. So I counted up all my sources and I had too much blue and I didn't want it. And this is also a blue source as well, so. Tanuki can find a blue source. Celestis can be a blue source. So I had a ton of ways. So the only thing I can't find a blue source is with Path to World Tree. So now you might notice this deck is 64 cards. Yeah, it's 64 cards because I added some new cards that I wanted to play around with. That I didn't have in there in the initial build. So one of them is Inventive Iteration. Second one, I threw a Crab and Tanuki in here because they're enchantment and artifact respectively, which works with our Brilliant Restoration. And the Sky Turtle, so that's 3, yeah. That's 4 cards right there. There were new channel effects, and you channel them, you discard them, you get a powerful effect, and get it back with Brilliant Restoration later on. This is the weakest one by far, but just the fact that I can fix my mana at instant speed is nice. And then you throw it in the graveyard. Get it back later, of course. See, this is actually my 3rd way to fix my mana, though. So, Azusa's Many Journeys was another one that I wanted to try out. It's a one-of. Like, I try all these one-ofs. That's why I'm at 64. To be honest, I'd be around 59 cards. I'd have to add an extra card. The cuts are hard, man. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and line this up how I normally would play it out. Akoma is a finisher. Koma's not new, obviously, but you still get to see the power of Koma. Against Mono Red, they just concede, because Mono Red just can't beat it. I mean, Koma's just too good not to put in the deck, you know? But I didn't really want to showcase old cards. I want to look at new cards. Okay, this is how it plays out here. Oh, this is 7 mana too. Sorry. This is how it plays out. Normally, I cast a channel on this for 2 and return a creature to its hand, but the other ability I have used, I rarely ever cast this out. And you always really want to just be getting it back with Brilliant Restoration, so you always want to be getting the value off of it. 4 Path to World Trees, of course. 6 our mana, and then when you get to the 7 mana, you have all your colors, you get just badass value. I've been playing this card. Anytime you're playing World Tree, you gotta have 4 Path to World Trees. I don't know. You hit them for 2, you hit something for 2, you gain 2 life, you make a 2/2 bear token, you draw 2 cards. I'm like, oh my god. when they activate this on you, and just a couple activations, you just feel like you're just getting ground into oblivion. Like, it's just so bad. It's such an inconspicuous card too, because people haven't really been playing this. I've been kind of obsessed with this card actually for a while. This card is insane, man. God damn, it's so good. This many journeys is pretty good. You can actually ramp on 2 or 3 and get up to 5 pretty quickly, which is good against, you know, aggro when you want to get your Doomscar out earlier. Or some other play, you know, get up to Kami-War. You can ramp, you gain 3 life in the phase 2, which is good against aggro again, and then you get a 3/3 creature, which is decent against aggro and control. So it's decent value. It's definitely uncommon though. It's not anything crazy rare, like power level wise, but it's okay. 3 negates, you gotta battle control, you gotta battle some kind of, you know, combo, mill, you know, all that crap. But, you know, basically when it comes to mill, you're just basically gonna lose to mill. So you just have to just admit that there's some decks you're just not gonna play against, right? If I'm playing against mill, I wouldn't want to draw Doomscars, Farewells, you know, like Touch the Spirit Realm, just BS that you're not gonna use, you know, like Fateful Absence, like, you know. But again, you need 3 negates because it's a nice little touch against certain decks. 4 Potion of Healings. The main reason I'm running this is because it's an artifact. You can draw a card and then pay a life and gain 3 life. So it's really draw a card, gain 3 life for 3 mana. A little bit expensive because there's an instant speed 3 mana draw a card, but you get this back with Brilliant Restoration. So that's the main reason why. You're getting it back for extra value. 2 Fateful Absence because you have to kill some creature planeswalker. Sometimes you have to kill something, and it's just nice to have the extra removal. Touch the Spirit Realm. This is another new enchantment I was messing with. It's 3 mana. You can exile up to 1 target artifact or creature. So it's only artifact or creature, so you're a little bit limited. Excuse me. You're a little bit limited in what you can target. You can't target enchantments, which is kind of annoying. Nor planeswalkers. But it hits artifacts and creatures, which is a big part of standard right now, right? On top of the fact that I like the channel ability, you exile a target artifact or creature, and then you return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So this can be used defensively or offensively. It's pretty crazy. So I've used it on enemy creatures, like if they get a bunch of counters on them, you can exile it, reset their counters. If they go to attack your planeswalker, exile it. You know, it's saving your planeswalker. It's almost like a pseudo bounce spell. You can use it on your own creatures, like I can exile Coma if they go to exile it in response, and I flicker it, essentially. Saving Coma, which is nice. I think the best way to flicker it, though, is when you have these backsides of these creatures, like Inventive Iteration on the Living Breakthrough side. You have the Kami-War as obviously the dragon. If you flicker the dragon itself, it comes back as Kami-War, and you get to exile it on non-permanent. So that's the best way to use it, and it's freaking amazing. Some people might not know about it, but yeah, you can do that. 3 Celestis, obviously, we need the color. We need the mana fixing, but it's also a card draw engine. It's not true card draw. It's draw a card, then discard a card. So that's like what, rummage or something. I mean, whatever you want to call it. Cycling almost, you know. So Tanuki, we already talked about. It's a 6/5 beater with trample, but it's a 3 mana ramp. This is a 5/7. Again, it's not the most impressive thing, but the channel ability actually is pretty decent. So you can pay 3 mana to counter a target spell or ability unless its controller pays 3. Now, I have to remind you, at first I didn't read ability. I was just thinking, okay, I might counter something unless they pay 3. It's like a mana leak. But then it says ability, right? So any ability, any triggered ability, you can counter it for 3. You can counter a ninjutsu trigger, and their guy's just simply left in their hand. You can counter a planeswalker plus or minus, you know what I'm saying? You can counter any trigger on the battlefield. Basically, it's pretty insane. Pretty insane. And again, this is an enchantment and this is an artifact. So when we discard these to use their channel abilities, we get them back later with Brilliant Restoration. That's why they're in the deck. Same thing with this. When you discard this as a channel, you can get it back as the enchantment, which can be relevant. Inventive Iteration, I haven't talked about this one yet, but this one is actually really good. It's performed actually pretty decent. It's a little slow. I mean, 4 mana to bounce something. But again, you normally set it up in a way to where you're bouncing their only threat. You just wipe the board. They play like 1 threat or 2 to reset. You bounce one of them, you know, and it works especially well on tokens. It's pretty good if you bounce like a planeswalker back to their hand, and then you can negate it on the way back down, you know. That's another way to deal with it. That's the phase 2 in this. Return an artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Which, okay, so artifacts we have 4 potions, 2 Celestices. This crab is an artifact, actually. And the 2 Cosmos Elixirs. That's pretty much it for artifacts. Right? So if one of those are in the graveyard, you can return that to your hand. Now, if you don't want to, I would make sure you don't have any artifacts in your graveyard, and then you can draw a card. Because if you don't have any artifacts in your graveyard, you draw a card. So it's basically bounce a creature and draw a card, or bounce a creature, you know, return an artifact card, which is essentially drawing a card. Like, because most times you're going to have Potion of Healing in there. That's like the main one. But you never know, you might want to get like your Cosmos Elixir back, or maybe your Crab back, so you can counter something again. I mean, it's value. Phase 3, exiling it, getting a 3/3 flyer. And when you cast a spell, your opponents can't cast spells with the same mana value as that spell. So, for instance, if I cast Teferi, 4 mana Teferi, my opponents can't cast 4 mana spells until my next turn. It works with everything. 3 mana Celestis, 2 mana Potion of Healing. You can't cast 3 and 2. Just like that. So it sometimes it can be actually debilitating. If you know what they're playing, you know their deck is pretty much all 4 ofs. You can't cast 2 mana spells right now, right? You can't cast 2 mana. What do you have 2 mana? Normally negates, counter spells, stuff like that, right? It's pretty useful. The fairy is bomb, and you're going to see some interactions. You know, of course, with Celestis, you untap this and a land. That's the reason you have Celestis in the deck. Combos with the fairy. Tamio's ultimate here creates an artifact that you can tap and untap with you can untap with Teferi. You just tap, draw a card, untap with Teferi, tap, draw a card. Like, it just gets insane value. You just start just grinding the opponents out. 2 Cosmos Elixir. This is also an artifact you can get back with Brilliant Restoration. It's life gain engine. Life gain against aggro. It's card draw against any other slower decks. The standard removal package is 4 Doom Scars. You have to have them. A lot of games you're just going to simply not draw a Doom Scar and just lose. I mean, that's just how it is sometimes, you know? Even though you have 4 of them in the deck, you're just simply going to lose. But we do have 2 Farewells. This is the other sweeper right now. It's actually the sweeper of choice. I think it's one of the best cards in Standard right now. It's the best sweeper. Like, it's the most powerful right now, by far. Like, you can choose 1 or more. When I first read this card in the spoilers, I was like, choose 1. Okay, I mean, you can exile creatures or exile artifacts. That's nice to choose 1. Pretty powerful. And then I was like, wait a minute. No, it says more. So you can choose all 4 modes. So I can exile all artifacts, all creatures, all enchantments on the battlefield. Even all graveyards, if that becomes relevant. It's like, holy shit. The power level of this card is just insane, man. Like, literally, this just wins the game. Like, if you get farewelled, you pretty much just lose. There's absolutely nothing you can do. It's devastating. The only thing you can do is just counter it. You have to counter this spell. So, Tamiyo, the new Tamiyo has been pretty good. You can cast Tamiyo for 5 mana, but you can also pay 2 life and cast her for 4 mana. Now, Tamiyo comes in at 5. If you pay 2 mana and you only cast her for 4, she comes in at 3, I believe, right? What does it say? Yes, right here. Enters with 2 fewer loyalty counters, so she comes in at 3. Her +1, you tap an artifact or creature, and it doesn't untap. So you basically ice lock something down, an artifact or creature for 1 turn. Very useful. Very useful. Her minus would be -X, and that's the X value of a mana card in your graveyard. So, like, if I have, for instance, a Teferi in my graveyard, I can -4 on Tamiyo, make exile Teferi from my graveyard, then make a copy of that Teferi. So it's not the actual card, it's a token copy of it, but it still functions as the same card. But it's okay to do that. Keep in mind you don't want to be exiling certain things like the potions and the path to world trees. You don't always want to exile them because you want to get them back later with brilliant restoration. So, but sometimes in a pinch you need to exile something. You know, her -7 is her ultimate, which is pretty crazy. You cast her for 5, she comes in, +1, she's already at 6, +1, she's at 7. So 2 turns, next turn you can ultimate her. I mean, it's really fast. So it's really dangerous. You gotta watch out because her ultimate is a legendary colorless artifact token. It makes all your spells 2 mana less, 2 colorless less, and it makes them it makes you be able to tap the artifact and draw a card again, which I said you can untap with the fairy and tap and draw a card again. So it's like a little bit of a crazy combo right there. I mean, you're drawing like 3 cards a turn. All your spells cost 2 less. Like it only works on colorless though, so like this spell right here would be 5 mana because it only reduces the colorless cost. But I mean, it makes your brilliant restoration from 7 to 5. Like a 5 mana brilliant restoration is insane, bro. Like same thing, 5 mana coma. I mean, you can't compete against that, right? Like 4 mana farewells. I mean, just by itself, this damn thing is the foretell cost. With the emblem out, you know, it's crazy, bro. It's craziness. So that's the emblem. Tami-War we already talked about. You exile a permanent. You bounce a permanent to their hand, and then they discard a card, which is nice. It's really nice. You can bounce pretty much anything. It's good tempo. If they have no cards in their hand, it's obviously straight removal at that point, which is crazy. And if they have like things like tokens, it's nice because you can bounce the token, so it's permanently gone, and then you make them discard. So you get a little extra value right there. This thing flips over. It's a 6/6 flying trample. It's all colors, and whenever it attacks, the defending player will choose a non-land card in your graveyard. So they'll choose a card, they'll pick that card, and then the dragon gets as much power. As much power is equal to that card's mana cost. So if the card is 4 mana, the dragon gets +4 power. So it'll be a 10/6 just for that turn, and then that card goes back to your hand. I mean, it's pretty fucking insane. But again, you can just kill this damn thing. There's so many ways to kill it. It doesn't have haste. I think if this thing had haste, I think it would be almost perfect. But the fact that it doesn't have haste just makes it a little bit clunky, man. I don't know. I really just think this dragon needed haste. I mean, dude, it's 6 mana with all 5 colors. You know? And you're not going to give me fucking haste, bro? But you're going to give 5 mana dragon 4/4 that has haste and makes fucking 2 mana treasures when it attacks. You see what I'm saying? The parallel, like the parallel of that card created is just ridiculous. Like, this one is balanced, but it's not balanced when you have shit like Goldspan Dragon, you know, floating around. Like, it's just not, that's not balanced. It's not balanced at all, but... So that's the main part of the deck, of course, and then Amiria's Call, one of our spell lands. You can combo this, cast Amiria's Call. If you have a couple creatures out, like if you have your dragon out, cast Amiria's Call, you'll have a Foretold Doomscar, you know. So for like 10 mana, you can do a little combo and just one-sided board wipe, keep your dragon. Make 2, it's always nice to make 2 4/4s, man. Like, Brilliant Restoration, we already talked about. It returns literally everything in our deck, artifacts and enchantments. Path to World Tree, Colossus Sky Turtle, Azusa's Many Journeys, Potion of Healing, Touch of Spirit Realm, Celestis, Greater Tanuki, Mirror Show, Crab, Inventive Iteration, Cosmos Elixir, Kami-War. Is that it? Yes, that's it. So all that shit can come back. Which again is great value with the channeling abilities like we talked about before. It's great value with the draw discard effects on here because you can discard excess things because you know you're going to get it back later. And it's good. It's a good value. Brilliant Restoration, you draw a bunch of cards. I mean, shit tons of cards with this thing, dude. It's crazy. Almost solid finisher. For the lands, we have one of each of the respective colors. So white, blue, green in those channel lands, which is nice. Boseiju is real powerful. Destroy artifact, enchantment, or non-basic land. And then they just get a land out. That's it. Bounce a artifact, creature, enchantment, or planeswalker to its owner's hand. Insane value on a land. And then 4 damage to an attacking or blocking creature. So just a tiny little removal spell built into it. It's nice. So for basics, 2 plains, 1 swamp, 1 mountain. Again, we have to be able to fetch this with path to set up our colors. 1 forest just in case we don't draw green. Green's probably the most important color. We have the Hall of Storm Giants, of course. You have to have 1 man land just to be able to kill them. 3 beaches, 2 Hingegate pathways, 2 branch loft pathways, 3 Overgland farmlands, 1 bark channel pathway, 1 Quandric campus just for the scry, and 4 world trees to fix our mana, of course. So that's it. That's the mana deck. I know this is a little bit of a lengthy intro video, but I wanted to talk about each card and just see, you know, just kind of the power levels. So as you're gonna see in the matches, like basically a couple short matches and 1 like long ass 30-minute match that just lasted forever. But in that match, you're gonna see the power of like Farewell. You just completely decimate the opponent. You get to see the power of Tami-War. You get to see the power of Tamiyo's ultimate with Teferi. And you get to see the power of like Brilliant Restoration and how you just, everything just slams out of the graveyard. It's just crazy value, you know? So you get to see a little bit of a decent value on all these cards. All the interactions, the channel abilities. I utilize everything pretty well. I try to get an all-encompassing like view of how these things work. Even Coma, even though it wasn't about Coma, it's his old set, but you know, even Coma just destroys mono red, so you get to see it all. Pretty good. Yeah, this hand looks okay, provided I'm playing against aggro. I got a turn 3 Doomscar. And then later I got Path and Negate. Island. So in that case, I just play... Oh, actually, I want this. I want green next turn. So I can play Path. I would like to hold up a Negate, though. Against this, I guess it might be better, but... I think he's going to counter this, or maybe Disruption. I'm just going to foretell this. I don't know. If he has like a counter Disruption, I'm not in the mood. He just lays that guy just down by itself to enable Ninjutsu. We day this down. Let him Ninjutsu, and then smack him with this. Next turn I can path to the World Tree. Pass to damage. Okay. No. I mean, he didn't ninjutsu, so that's fine with me. I guess he's expecting me to throw a counter spell, or to throw like a spell at it, and then he tries to ninjutsu it out as a way to like counter it, right? But I'm just gonna let him hit me for 1. And if he doesn't do anything, then that's fine. That's all you keep doing is Kaito? Okay. Well, I'm actually maintaining my my land structure here pretty well. All things considered, I'm gaining lands and he's doing absolutely nothing. Now he's gonna feel pressured into ninjutsuing, watch. Okay. Still not. He's patient. He's a patient He's a patient man. Okay, well, we can't use it. I'm saving it. Oh, come on. God, dude, this card is so stupid. I'm gonna mill a land, watch. Yoink, yoink. It would have been a Teferi next turn, provided. But that land after Teferi would have been nice. Just let him hit me. Just to make sure he doesn't ninjutsu anything, and then just activate. Still drawing lands, so think we're doing pretty good. I could go for a Doomscar here, but I don't know if that's necessary. Because all I really need is one land. So, yeah, that's fine. Let's do it. Okay. Does he have another one? Akinuma. My god, was his hand just garbage? He gets back his Kaito? Okay. I mean, it's not that good. You didn't attack, so you have to discard a card. This is actually a good... This is good for us, man.
I've got all kinds.
This is actually good for us here. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this Thousand Face Shadows now. I know you could possibly wait until they switch it out, but I don't want them to switch it out for something that's like right here, a 1/3. Oh no, you couldn't switch it out with that, but I don't know. I'm worried he has something that's not 2 toughness, and he switches it out for that. I don't really want him to do that. Is this able to ninjutsu as well? Oh no, this is just giving all of his creatures in hand ninjutsu. So I actually don't want him to have that. I'm gonna bounce that. Okay. He's got a Fading Hope in his hand. Fading Hope. Yeah. Okay. So this situation isn't that bad for us. I am gonna cast Tamio, pay 2 life. I'm gonna lock this thing down. So that way he has really no ability to ninjutsu at all. And I think I'm gonna get Path to World Tree back next turn. Teferi wouldn't be bad though either, huh? I need a way to remove this Satoru right here. Oh, this little Spell Pierce gamer. Yeah, see, the problem is he can ninjutsu anything in his hand now. That's the problem. He can use this to ninjutsu as well. So if I just lock this down, he still gets that ability of ninjutsuing anything, right? So I'm trading this off for a Teferi. And then Teferi comes in, I'm gonna minus Teferi. I need a board wipe. This works. Okay. So we have to get rid of that thing. Pretty good. Actually, I have a replacement Tamio right here. Actually, so it's kind of nice. I can relock his token down. I mean, that's a good sequence for us because you cannot let him have that card. He could have essentially anything in his hand, and he could just put it out for 4 mana. He could have like a 8 mana card, you know what I'm saying?
There's no secret I can't uncover.
The only good thing is he hasn't been able to attack yet. There goes a little Sky Turtle's great. Infernal Grasp, but yeah. I'm going upwards towards Tamio's ultimate.
Our will cannot be denied.
The best way to win this game, Tamio's ultimate. Do this, gain a little bit of life. Yeah, that's fine. So I have Turtle up still. So the first card goes over the threshold, the second card draws, or sorry, the second trigger rather. Tami-War, okay. Now we're in business, bro. So he attacks here with his little 1/1. He attacks my face. That's fine. I let him ninjutsu. This is where you ninjutsu here. A biting palm. He's still not doing it. Dude, he's still not ninjutsuing, dude. It's been forever. You're just using that to get the trigger? To be able to draw? And not discard? I mean, that's not really worth it, though. I don't know, man. I just got an ultimate on Tami-War, bro.
More data will be.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, and I got a Teferi in play, bro. Like, this is where it gets gas. Okay, you do this. You do this. Bam. Bam and bam. Right? And you do this again. Ram. Yeah. My god, bro. Alright, I'm pondering this hand, and, hand's, pretty good. Pretty good. I want to go with this first, because it has blue in it. And then green, and then turn 3 that. I can play potion next turn. Increase my card draw. Either one of these is fine. My card draw. I like having negates on the backup. You never know what you're playing. This looks like green, blue, something. With Path to World Tree? Gee, never seen anybody playing this card. Just randomly show up into certain things, huh? Alright, well, we're just gonna pass the turn here. With negate up. Yeah, I'm negating that for sure. That's like bad news bears right there, so. Alright. I think here's a good spot to land Teferi. He's playing blue.
This is a serious situation.
He's playing blue and white. I mean, he might have a way to deal with Teferi in white, but I don't know. Blue-green doesn't really have ways to deal with planeswalkers very well. Let's see, is there any way... He has no, like, interaction or spell pierce or anything like that, or, like, you know, hexproof, any kind of that jazz. So this is a pretty good turn here. Tap it just because I can. I have a green up, so I take this. Play the second one to get my red source. Pretty good. 2 turns we have World Trees on. And he has World Tree. The land. Of course he has another Restoration in his hand. A 1/1 isn't very threatening, so... So what I'm looking for in this... Brilliant is great. What I'm looking for in this is... Farewell. Farewell is probably the best card in this matchup right now. Tap it because I can. And untap blue because I can. Not that I need it. Io died. What in the hell? Onto the Path to the World Tree. That's a strange... Put this shit back to your hand. I don't know why you would cast that main phase. It's flash. Like, that's a weird play. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and kill one of these. Get my paths going. Get my paths going. He can go ahead and kill my 2/2. Oh, he's not gonna do it. Tami-War on my Teferi. Or is he gonna Tami-War my Tami-War? You gonna take my Teferi? Yeah.
Seen that coming.
Alright, well, if he bounces this to my hand, it's gonna be kind of bad news bears for him. Bad news bears. Back for 2. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can't do anything with the extra mana anyways. I need to kill this now. Because he gets discounts on his enchantments, so I can't be letting him have that now. He's gonna bounce one of these 2/2s to my hand, and I just discard like, I mean, it doesn't really matter what I discard. I can get that back with Brilliant later. Another Tami-War. Okay, that's pretty damn annoying. Pretty damn annoying. He had 2 in his hand, but I mean, see his board compared to ours, and he's like dying. All right. Cosmos. 41 card. Sign me up. Sign me up. Doesn't really matter what I put that on, but I always just kind of look at it just in case, like if my World Tree was to be destroyed. You know what I mean? Throw away this this extra land. We don't need it. Yeah, we can kill that. That's not a big deal. And then, do I want to get anything back from the graveyard? Not really. Just gain some life here. Keep drawing cards and gaining life. I mean, he hasn't really done anything that's really worthwhile, to be honest. I will play the one that's unforetold for right now. Yeah, if he goes for this play, it's not going to work out for him. He doesn't realize it, but it doesn't work like that. They're both going to die. Wow, it does protect it. Dude, I swear to God I made that play the other day and it didn't work. You know? So I just let him attack me and he gets something back. What would he get back, though? What do you think he would get back? Probably the Kyodai, right? Well, I'm gonna pick. That's right. Yeah, I forgot I picked the card. It wasn't random. So, oh yes, I picked the card, so I can just give him this companion back, or to be honest, a naturalist. I don't even want him drawing a card. Just take a hit for 8. It's really not that big of a deal. I mean, you can see who's winning this game. Here, you can have a naturalist back. Hit me for 8. You know, I made that Kyodai play earlier, and it did not work like that. I'm just wondering why it didn't protect my creature. Maybe it was... No, it's because it was damaged. That's right, sorry. It wasn't destruction, it was damage. So if damage is on it, when Kyodai dies, then that damage now kills the creature. Otherwise, it wouldn't. So... let's go ahead and Doomscar here. No big deal. Yep. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and... Well, no. I'll pass a turn. I'll pass a turn. He's got this naturalist. I kind of want to kill that naturalist. Yeah, I'm not really concerned. I mean, his 2 best cards, Tami-War. Like, there's been nothing... This is junk. Like, this is junk. I mean, all these are junk. Nothing that's really that threatening. Alright, kill this in response, because he's going to get too much advantage off that. The 1 less on enchantments does make a difference for sure. Aggressive sim, just jump. This is like fodder. Yeah, I don't know. Containment Breach on my Cosmos Elixir. That doesn't matter. I can get that back with Brilliant Restoration. So. And I've already drawn way too many cards. I mean, it's just... This is like... At this point, it's just like... At this point, it's... I mean, it's pretty irrelevant, right? What happens here? Alright. Attack in. He's at 12, so... You're gonna just... Okay. Go ahead and block it. Nice. I'm gonna hold up 2 counter spells. With that block, I don't like that block. It doesn't make sense to block and just let your creature die. I don't know. So he can have the companion. I don't really care about that. All these cards are useless fodder. And that's like the 4th one too. God bless, dude. Another Professor of Symbology. Okay. I'm not really scared of what he can get here. He can get like a Teachings of the Archaic. Okay, that's kind of annoying. Like, no. Actually, no, I don't like that. He can fight this and I'm a Mirror Show Crab it. You're not drawing cards. Absolutely not. Yeah, no. We're going to shut that down. Attack with everything here. We have the game in the bag. We're going to go ahead and counter that ability. I don't want that happening. Yep. I think now is a good time for Brilliant Restoration, just to prove a point. Decline all these triggers. Obviously, there's no lands left. Alright, I think we proved our point now. You can go ahead and concede now. Keep 7. Takia? This looks like a keep against Takia. And I have Path to the World Tree to get extra lands too, so... The Koma's kind of awkward, but... I'm gonna go turn 1 farmland, just in case I draw... Because any other land lets me cast Path. Or just foretell Doomscar, depending on what this guy's playing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Red looks kind of aggro-y. Alright, well, we didn't even draw the land anyway, so... That's fine, we can take a turn off. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it looked a little aggro-y, huh? I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it now. Because next turn we have Path the World Tree, and then Foretell Doomscar. I don't know, that's too much advantage to be able to give haste. Do I still want to go? Actually, you know, I changed my mind. I want to foretell this and put this down now. Get the tap land out of the way. This allows me to untapped land. I can Doomscar, or he's not going to cast anything into it. I mean, he's going to... This is a losing battle for sure, right? I mean, the longer you wait, it's just going to be worse. Like, you're not going to burn me out by any means, bro. Let's go ahead and foretell the other one, that's fine. I don't want to use the Amiria's Call yet. Unless I have to. Well, I'm going to Doomscar next turn now, of course. Because that all he has is just pairs of goblins in his hand. His entire hand is just, you see a pair of goblins. God, dude. Waste of a dredge, bro. Waste of a dredge. Alright. He's got more goblins in his hand, dude. I do it this way because I could potentially pay 3 life if I need to untap. Okay. We're gonna Tami-War lock that down. I want the full loyalty. I want full loyalty today, baby. Playing against Burn, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have, like... He probably has... Well, he's got Snowlands, so he's probably got, like, a...
Such an imperfect form.
One of those useless, what's it called? Yeah, Frostbite, there you go. One of those useless Frostbites that are only good if we play something. Which he probably has another one. Yeah, he was sitting on Frostbites in his hand.
I have collected enough data.
Now this is fine, though. I mean, like... He can't actually do anything anymore because we have a Coma, so pretty much just game over. They just concede Tacoma. Not a really an exciting victory here, but I mean, now you just wait for him to concede here. Yeah, that's game over, man. Like, it's straight up game. Yeah, I mean, just give my Coma indestructible, like, fine. There's nothing he can do for 6 damage in, like, 4 mana anyways. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's it. You just lose to that card, so... That's not an exciting victory, but I think I'm still going to post a video. Okay. This hand is decent. This hand is very decent. We got this for blue or white if we need it. We got this to foretell. Removal spell. Mana fixing. And card draw life gain here, so... I'm not completely sold I want that on white yet. So I'm going to go ahead and... foretell this. I'm not sold I want it on white. He's not doing anything, so... I don't have to foretell Doomscar right now. Or play Doomscar, rather. I don't have to play it because he's not doing anything, so... That would have been a good draw. Last turn. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get a white. And then play this on blue. Because I need access to blue as well. Like for Tami-War and negate. World Tree is gonna make everything once I get this, but I have to get 6 mana though, so. Monk class, he can return one of my land permanents for 2 mana. You don't want to bounce my path, obviously. He could bounce his own wizard class and redo the draw, which is kind of nice. Because I could draw blue mana as well. See? Exactly. Now I can put this on white. Perfect. 4 mana. If I do this and I have 3 mana available, what do I do with 3 mana? Hold up negate. Does that seem worth it? Kind of, right? This is all negatable. Okay. Alright. Sold me on it. Sold me on holding up negate. Discard a permanent card. He's going to discard the planes right there in his hand, right? And just put it onto the battlefield. Okay. Discards a monk class. Okay. Sigarda's Splendor. No. Absolutely not. I can't have him drawing extra cards right now, dude. Hell no. I have no way to pressure him right now. Wedding Announcement is bad, too. But I'd rather have that on and then than Sigarda's any day. Sigarda's, he'll be drawing too many cards. I can lock this thing down. It doesn't really make a difference. I do need to draw cards, but I can't. I can draw with this, though. Do I think locking this down is better or just drawing card here? I really need to hit my land drops. But I think drawing a card is the right play here. Even though it's not using all my mana. I need to hit my land drops. And I have a 3-3. I have a 3-3 next turn coming in. And, you know, 1 extra card could mean 1 lower card to get to my land drop if since I missed it here. And if I do hit a land drop, that leaves me the ability to, like, you know, do another Cosmos Elixir plus hold up my Fateful Absence. Or to Fairy, and then plus untap a land, hold up Fateful Absence. That's a good play, too. But I have to hit the land drop here. If I don't hit the land drop, I guess I just... Okay. He foretells something. Does he have enchantment destruction? What is he doing? Borrowed time on my, what? Cosmos? Okay. I have another Cosmos in hand, though. This play is actually what I just discussed, okay? Untap land. I could also do Tami-War, but I have to pay 2 life for that. I think the play here, though, is, since I want to keep drawing cards, the play here is Cosmos Elixir, hold up Fateful Absence. Actually, I'm going to kill it now. He's playing blue. This could be a counterspell. Just kill it now. Don't even give him the chance. So he has 2 1/1s against a 3/3, and then, you know, he's got 3 cards in his hand, but I mean, you can bounce it with this, but then I get to reuse the enchantment side of it. And you're only hitting me for 2. It's not like you're pressuring me. Okay, that's a decent play. That's a decent play until I get a farewell, and then your entire deck is just hosed. The good part about next turn is I have Path to World Tree up, so I'm going to kill one of those just to gain 2 life so I can draw a card with Cosmos Elixir. I'm going to do it on my main phase. Or like end step, rather. Plus these are getting kind of beefy, so yeah. So I'll kill one of those, go up to 22, and then I'm going to draw a card. 2 cards with this, and then 1 with the Cosmos. Another Teferi and a Celestis. So Celestis is a little bit late, man. I like having this way earlier, but, you know, we can get the... Ooh, Inventive Iteration is really nice here, actually. Do I have any artifacts in the graveyard? No. So it's going to draw me an extra card. And I get to bounce a token so he doesn't get it back? I mean, that's just value. Okay, he bounces that. Oh, he bounces his wizard class. Okay, I was assuming he was going to target my wolf. Or my bear, rather. He bounces that. Does he have another land so we can activate it again? He wants to draw more cards, huh? Circle of... Okay, he has the land right there. Okay. 2 more cards. I mean, that's a lot of cards for him, but he didn't do anything actually to gain position on the board. This is the same board state that we left the turn in. Mine's actually getting worse. This is easy block for me. I don't know what that's about. Absolutely easy block. Okami, holy mother. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I play Celestis, I have 1 mana, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not quite enough for Tami-War, huh? Dude, I needed a land drop too. Crazy, I drew 3. I guess, okay, so the best play here, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, no. I have to go to Fairy. So this is the play I want to make here, so. Fairy, untap one of these lands and cast Inventive Iteration. Remove the token. Draw a card. Boom. There's my land. Okay, that's perfect. So next turn I can go 1, 2, 3. Remember I have Teferi now, so I can go 1, 2, 3, untap this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tami-War. I mean, but he has... Look at his damn hand, bro. Like, dude. Like, what is this? What am I playing? It's like a weird, like, control enchantment deck. What do you think this card is right here? Borrow time on my Teferi? Actually, the card he wants to borrow time is this damn enchantment here. I don't think he realizes it. Once it flips, I can lock him out of the game just by casting certain mana as spells. I kind of know what he's playing already. Like, look, 3 mana, 4 mana. He's not really doing anything. So, I mean, he's playing the... Oh my goodness, Seagate here, though. Oh. Seagate, bro? Dude, Seagate would be insane. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. Oh man. Oh. Sweet Mother Mary. Oh. Oh. God bless, dude. Oh my goodness. Brilliant Restoration, too. Another Doomscar. Yeah, he's playing Hallowed Haunting, which is what we thought, right? Because he's going aggro on it. None of this matters, though. I don't think that's a counterspell. I think that's an actual board wipe, like Doomscar. I don't think it's Starnheim Unleashed. I don't think it's a counterspell. He hasn't been using it. If it was a card draw, he would have drawn cards already. It's a board wipe. It's just going to sit there until I actually do something. Okay. Here, I think this is fine time to kill his... Okay, first of all, hold on. I got way too many damn cards in here. Play an untapped land for now. I'm not even going to count my mana. I don't care. Yeah, I'm thinking for a minute. Kill his Hallowed Haunting. I mean, I definitely want to exile that. Number 1. So... I do want to get my Celestis down. This keeps him from playing 3 mana spells, right? Like this, for instance. And Tami-War has to come down, so he can't play a 6 mana spell. Not that that matters either. But he can't play 3 mana spells. Which, again, borrowed time is 3 mana, so... You can't actually play that to kill it. This is also 3 mana. He could play a 2 mana spell or 4 mana spell, but not a 3. And the 2 mana doesn't really do anything. Like, bouncing this back to my hand doesn't help him. The only thing you have to do about this deck is get rid of this card. If they don't have this card, their deck isn't really shit. Like, it's just bullshit. It's a bad deck. This literally makes and breaks the entire deck. A Sigarda's Splendor is actually annoying. I need my Living Breakthrough. I have to pressure his life total to keep him from drawing cards, but again, I have ways to deal with it. Like I have a Boseiju in my hand, and I have other, you know, I have another Kamigawa. I have two Farewells. I mean, tons of ways to deal with enchantments and artifacts, but if I can draw my Farewell, I need to draw it, and I need to draw it soon. You're gonna bounce my Living Break? What in the world? Really? You want me to reuse my Living Breakthrough? He doesn't want to get pressured against his life total? Is that what's happening here? Because I actually have other ways to pressure it, and this is actually really good for me here. Because I can bounce this, make him discard a card. Cast. Hold on. Oh, we're going farmland. This is on 19, so I need to actually hit his face. Which I will. I'll hit his face. This will keep him from drawing a card. And then also I have, what do I have? Boseiju. That would have been good. That would have been good, but I can foretell, or I can Potion of Healing. I mean, there's so many damn options, to be honest. I'm just gonna foretell. Just get another cheap Doomscar on mine, so... I mean, dude, there's so many options right now. Dude, I have like half my... Look how many cards I have. Jesus. Like, oh, man. I got a Maria's Call, I got a Boseiju, a Brilliant Restoration, so I can just do this shit all over again when the time comes. Okay, and that's a better target, too, for the Boseiju. See, these tokens I don't care about, but that gives them flying. and vigilance, so that is annoying. And this just makes more and more tokens, so obviously something that I'm gonna board wipe, probably next turn. Depending on what are you gonna bounce? Oh, the wizard class again? Just to trigger the haunting again? Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna board wipe as of yet. Haven't decided. Haven't decided because once I kill that hollowed haunting, he really doesn't have much going on. The reason I'm thinking about not board wiping is because I have Okagachi right here, of course. So now that I have Okagachi here, I did just draw a Coma though, so that's pretty insane. But I have a Tami-War. I think what I want to do here is cast this, bounce that. I want Tami-War to come in. Lock down his other one. This was the one that could be more powerful because it grows with the other tokens. And then I exile. I kill the Hallowed Haunting right now before he can get any triggers out of it. This leaves me with 1 unused mana, so maybe I could have done it a little bit better. That I don't know, but that's a decent turn for me. The only thing I'm caring about now is probably just gonna deck myself. Games like this is just pure grindfest. But again, I have 24 cards and I have still yet to see a single copy of my Farewell. I've drawn all my Doom Scars. I mean, I've drawn a ton of cards, bro. But I still haven't drawn a Farewell. I just need a Farewell and the game is just over, man. Just let's clean up all this nasty shit. I don't have any artifacts in my graveyard, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna draw a card with this iteration, which is nice too. I'm pretty 99% sure that's a Doom Scar over there. Starnheim Unleashed? Nah, it can't be Starnheim, right? Gotta be a Doom Scar. It's definitely not a card draw spell. He would have drawn cards a long time ago, so it's something that he hasn't wanted to use. Doom Scar. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense, man. Makes sense. I have to get rid of that Sigarda's Splendor, bro. Like, I have to. What do I have in the big? So, 2 Path to World Trees and a Kami. Oh, mother sweet. Oh, my. Oh, my goodness. Okay, well. I mean, you pretty much know what the play is here. Exile all creatures and enchantments. I actually want... You know, I actually want to draw, but I gotta be careful here. I'll be very careful. I'm gonna draw just once with this, but that's it. I don't want to get too many cards. I'm at 21 now. Yeah, Cosmos is drawing now, so... Which is actually not good for me, but... Like I said, I think I'm going to deck myself. And this is what they're betting on, too. They have 22 cards in their hand. I wish I had my damn Hall. My Hall of Storm Giants is at the bottom of this, man. Like... I needed that, man. I really needed that Hall. And all my creatures, too. Like my My Sky Turtle, my Greater Tanuki. All the pressure in my deck. My Path to World Trees. Like, dude, what in the hell? Have I seen any? Wait a minute, I've used 2. What am I talking about? Did I use these? Did I use these? This game's so long, I'm just like, Jesus. What are you gonna get rid of? The only thing that can take pressure onto him, I'm assuming he's gonna do that, right? Exile target artifact or creature. I think I'm gonna let that happen. And I can't counter it, he's got mana up, so.
I have collected enough data for now.
That's fine he's using that, though, on that. Because that means, you know, Coma, that's what we're worried about with Coma, is borrowed times. How many has he used? 1, 2. That's his 3rd one. That's his 3rd borrowed time, man. Like, at this point... Okay. There's a Tanuki. That's not really bad. So, at this point, we need to finish the game. Absolutely what's happening here. The only thing I would like, man, is like a negate. But I know I know I had 1 in the beginning, but like, then I think I bottomed 1 or no. Yeah, I just really need a negate, man. That's the only thing, is he's gonna blow me out with like some farewell bullshit, or I don't know. I mean, I don't know why you would have that in here, but he does have board wipes. Circle of Confinement. That could take one of my... I could take one of my angels away, but... I could exile my own Cosmos Elixir to keep from drawing. He's only at 19 cards, so... But we got a bit of pressure on the board. What we need is a negate to seal the deal. We really need a negate to seal the deal, like, just to make sure that I'm having, you know... We need to pressure this guy, like, big time. Yeah, I don't think activating that's what he wants to do, but he can. And if he wants to. Yeah, that's a Doomscar in his hand. I don't think this guy's running counter spells. Like, no way, right? You running counter spells in this bullshit deck? I don't think so. He's running some stock list he found. We need to seal the deal before we mill ourselves out. That's the only issue here, is we're gonna mill our damn selves, dude. We are gonna mill ourselves out. But something that's good is this here. Or do I just slam the Coma and think that's a Doomscar? Hope he doesn't have some kind of exiling effects for the Coma, because then that would just kind of ruin it. But if he board wipes here, I'm going to draw 2 cards, though. Yeah, I don't know. It's debatable. Get rid of that. I mean, I don't think this is even relevant right now, to be honest. I'm not activating my Teferi. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't need the mana. I mean, none of it matters. I don't have a counter spell, so... And I'm not going to minus him, because... I mean, I could minus him. It still puts it on the bottom, I guess. 14 cards, yeah. So here comes a Doomscar that we already knew about. But there's a little trick we can do here, so... Like that. Let's exile our Tanuki. The Tanuki comes back at the end of our turn. Or the end of this turn, rather. Adawara is not bad. Wow, this dude himself has Brilliant Restoration. Yeah, but I've exiled most of that. So he gets a Hallowed Haunting now? Dude. This dude just buried me with my own card, huh? Well, I still have a Farewell in the deck, so not completely buried. And we do have our Tanuki going for us, so... Bounce that. That's a perfect target for that. Make him discard. Alright. This guy wants to see a Brilliant Restoration. I think we're going to show him a Brilliant Restoration, huh? Let's show him one. I'm actually gonna... I'm gonna decline that. Just because I want to leave it in the deck to draw later on. I don't really care about it. I'm milling myself out, so I gotta be careful. I have to be careful here. 13 cards. And what do I want to see? My negate? Do I have a negate left? Let's find out. All of the Storm Giants. That's actually really nasty, but... Can I play my land still? I haven't played my land. Thank God I didn't play my land. This is phenomenal. Alright. 11 cards left. He's at 7. I have a Hall of the Storm Giants. And a 6/5 Trampler. And I have a bounce if he makes tokens. I have a Doomscar ready to wipe the board before I attack. The crab is not going to be useful because it's a 3-mana counter, but... Alright. We went up to 8 now. That actually could be relevant. If he doesn't do anything else here, he's probably just has another land in his hand, right? Because he would do something here. He's dead. I'm going to kill him with Path to World Tree plus Tanuki. I mean, he has to kill the Tanuki here. He does nothing? If he does nothing, I do nothing. He has to do something. It's on him, so... Decline that card draw. We don't want to draw. Alright. So this is going to be easy money here. Bounce that. We see what he discards. If he's going to discard the Haunting and just keep whatever he has in his hand. Okay. Perfect. Alright. Game, just barely, but game. God bless. That was a long match.